It's time for the NCW Light Channel's Spotlight on Business. A look inside area businesses to find out more of the story that went into being successful in North Central Washington. On today's Spotlight, we're visiting with the Lake Chelan, Wenatchee Valley, and Leavenworth Chambers of Commerce.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the October edition of Chamber Calls here on the Spotlight on Business show. This is your host, Cary Condotta. We're starting with Leavenworth today. We are at the east end of Leavenworth where everything is happening. The economy is booming throughout the United States, but it is really booming in Leavenworth. Behind us, we have the beautiful new Hampton Inn. To my left will be another new hotel. Behind me is the new Link Transit Center, which will have a shuttle into Leavenworth, provide additional parking and transportation. And behind that, some much-needed housing, a completely new apartment complex coming. Just all of this is coming in just the next year or so. There's a lot happening in Leavenworth, so let's go downtown and see what's going on in October. All right, we are back in downtown Leavenworth, and when it comes to events in Leavenworth, there isn't much bigger than what's coming up in October. That's Oktoberfest. It's not just one weekend, it's not 2 weekends, it is 3 weekends of fun. And the fact is, it pretty much is the event in October. We are so fortunate to have Bill Wells here. He's been around this thing a while. He's going to tell us a little bit of history on this event, and then a little bit about this year's event. Where did this all come from, and was it a week or 2 weeks, or where did we start?
Well, it originally was 2 weeks, and then we inherited a week from the Autumn Leaf Festival, and they had a lot of problems with volunteers, and we ended up with 3 weeks, and we finally gave up on volunteers and bit the bullet, and we do a lot of hiring. We have sometimes 225 to 250.
And that says it's
employees for 3 weeks.
Well, that says what a success it's been. Right. And this is not your standard Oktoberfest. A lot of people do this around the United States, but what sets this one apart from some of the other festivals?
Well, the fact that we fly in bands from Germany and Austria, even northern Italy, one or two of them are from, and we also serve real German beer.
From Germany?
Yes, we buy it. I think Steve Lord has to order it in about May, or April or May, in order to have it here in October.
And tell us about the food, because that's a big part of it too.
Yeah, the food is a big part of it. We emphasize food because drinking and not eating is not a good,
not a good
combination. So to have fun, you've got to do both. Or you don't have to do both, but kind of. Anyway, the food is it has developed over years from when we used to tear frozen chickens apart and heat them up and stuff like that, ribs, things, to now it's almost a science. We have temperature controlled ovens and preheaters and all these things that you have to have for the health department, and so we and also for the quality and taste of the food. And we've got 3 or 4 different kinds of sausages, bratwursts, and those things. And then we have started having hamburgers. People voiced their opinions that they wanted to have a burger once in a while, okay. No matter whether we're just thinking in German or
burgers.
Not. Yeah. So Tibor Lack is the chief chef and planner for food, and he developed a formula for a hamburger that works, and it's quick, and it's definitely very popular, and we sold out several times and had to run to Wenatchee and
get some more.
Yeah, eat, and then we prepared a little better for the next weekend, and we still sold out. So hamburgers are here to stay.
And now you don't run out of beer, right? That hasn't happened?
No, we have been dangerously close.
That would be horrible.
Yeah, it would. And those nights, they leave you with nightmares the next few hours, because that's something you wouldn't want to do.
Yeah.
We'll run out of beer.
Well, and you haven't got a lot of time between weekends. So if a person is arriving here, it starts Friday night and runs Saturday, Sunday. Is that how it works?
Right. Friday night is a little shorter than Saturday night, and we're closed Sunday.
Okay, so it's Friday and Saturday.
Friday and
now,
Saturday.
we can expect live music both nights, all 3 weekends.
Yes, all 3 weekends, and some of the same bands cycle through, but there are oftentimes bands can only play on 1 or 2 of the 3 weekends, and in that case, you have to look at the schedule if you have a favorite band or something. And there's always new ones.
And I would assume accommodations are a little tough to get. Does this pretty much sell out?
Right. Oh, the whole town. Yes, and we have ours for our band people and our other entertainment things. We have all those rooms bought and paid for a long time ago.
But you can come up. You could probably bring the link up. There's probably ways to get here. And
oh yes, and there's a shuttle. I'm glad you brought that up because we have a shuttle service we pay for. It goes clear to Wenatchee.
Oh, actually, there's shuttle to Wenatchee.
Yeah, and we have parking, satellite parking, and we run the shuttle to and fro from the satellite parking, and that's we have posters that come out and programs and things that explain all that, and it's a little different every year, so I won't try to do that, but there's a lot of transportation available, so you can ride instead of drive.
That's great, especially after you've had a few of those German beers, right? Well, that is terrific. That is going to be Oktoberfest. My goodness. 3 weeks of it here in Leavenworth. It's an incredible event and gets more genuine every year, it sounds like. Just keep adding and making it better. Bill, thanks for being with us today. We look forward to coming up and trying a little of that German beer.
Okay, well, that's great. We'd like you to do that, and also to let people know that the event we put on is to make money to promote and enhance the Bavarian theme in Leavenworth.
Excellent.
That is the reason we do it.
Reinvested back in the town.
Right.
Next, we'll be heading up to Lake Chelan to see what's happening up at that end of the county, but we wanted to give you a brief preview of the Tumwater Canyon, now starting to turn the colors that make it just a fabulous drive in the fall. I hope you all get a chance to come up here and check it out. And when we return next month, we're going to go up this road a bit and see one of the most incredible new businesses we've seen around in a long time. You've probably heard the story, but we're going to keep it a surprise till we come back and show you next month. We're off to Chelan. Welcome back to Chamber Calls. Here we are in beautiful Lake Chelan. Fall is setting in, and we will be talking to the Chamber of Commerce in just a few moments. But first, we wanted to bring you up to date on the one of the biggest happenings in years. Here is a traffic change after 90 years. This is the wooden bridge built in 1927. They are rebuilding this bridge to go one way. You'll only be able to come into town on this wooden bridge. It will expand the bike lanes and the pedestrian lanes, so it will make it more convenient for the tourists. But you will have to leave town on the new bridge, which is a couple blocks east of here. So that is a big change for business and a big change for access to Chelan. I think it'll work out fine. We'll ask the folks at the Chamber what they think, but this is it, folks. This is going to be a brand new, updated bridge, and you're going to be in one-way traffic. All right, so that's the story on the wooden bridge. We're going to take a walk up to the Chamber of Commerce and see what's happening in Lake Chelan. It is a beautiful fall here. The wineries are working hard to get their crush and harvest done. There is a lot going on, and we're going to hear all about it in just a moment.
Welcome to October events. This October is going to be super exciting, lots of stuff going on. We're going to start out next weekend talking about events, and to start next weekend we have a Sky Fest that's going on. People ask, what the heck is a Sky Fest? Sky Fest is we'll have jumpers jumping out of perfectly good airplanes, helicopters, and biplanes next weekend out at the airport. It's kind of it's not a well-known event, but there are people from all over the world that come to jump next weekend, and it's a very exciting event. If you've never been, take the time to go out to the airport and watch those guys jump out of, and gals jump out of the airplanes. It is absolutely amazing, and there's a lot of them. Also next weekend, we have Mahogany and Merlot coming back into town. It's, I believe it's the 9th year that Mahogany and Merlot is in town, and those are the unlimited hydroplanes coming in, as well as the Mahogany runabouts, and we'll have a car show as well. Friday night next weekend, October 5th, the boats will be parked downtown Chelan, so everybody can come down, take a look, get up close and personal with the boats. There'll also be a band in town playing music, so next Friday night's going to be a great night to come down and have dinner downtown, have some drinks downtown, and just visit all the boats and the folks in for the weekend. Saturday starts the racing, so racing will begin, I believe, around 10 o'clock on Saturday morning, and of course these are all exhibition races, but I don't believe once those drivers hit those cockpits that there's any exhibition in their minds whatsoever when they hit the lake. So it'll be a fun time, and as I understand it, we're going to have either 9 to 11 boats here next weekend, and from the 1950s, when we had the boat races with those same boats on the lake, I'm not sure if we had that many even here back in the 50s, so it's an exciting time to bring the big hydros back into town, as well as the other classes of hydroplanes. Along with that, we're going to take a trip up lake to Stehekin, and Buckner Orchards has their annual Harvest Fest, their cleanup, getting ready for winter up there. They have a harvest dinner that night, as well as a dance. So lots of fun times in the valley, from all the way out at the airport, all the way up to Stehekin. And then, of course, Lake Chelan Crush is going on. So that goes on next weekend and the following weekend. So that's a good time to come out, take your socks off, stomp some grapes, and make some wine with the winemakers. So a busy weekend next weekend, and come on out and take in all the events and do some wine crush.
And following with that, Chelan Chase will be happening on October 20th. It's a 5K run walk. It'll start at 10 a.m. and it'll go till about noon. So it's a great way to, get outside and enjoy the fall air, as well as we'll have our trick or treat downtown October 31st, and that will be from 5 to 7. And you'll be able to have a costume contest at 6 p.m. Great way to also have the kiddos out and see kind of what cool costumes each other has.
I'm always excited to see if they have the flash mob.
Yeah.
That's always fun.
Yeah. And with all the events happening in October, we'd like to introduce several new businesses into our valley. Running through, it's going to be the meat shop that we have downtown, Chelan Valley Skincare. We have Rotten Apple, Chelan Christian Church, Glacier Fed Organics, DNA Partners, Chelan Craft Cider. We've got Grassroots Acupuncture and Lake Chelan Girlies Weekend, along with Skagit Cellars. It's exciting to have these new businesses flourish in our valley, and we welcome them to the Chamber. And to find out more information about all of our activities that we have going on throughout the Chelan Valley, please visit lakechelan.com. You can also get onto our website and look at our community activities, as well as our monthly calendar. We post from a Thursday to Thursday events that are happening in our valley, as well as the entire month of October that will be happening.
If you're out there listening to us right now and you have an event coming up, make sure you jump on to lakechelan.com, go to events, plug that in, so we all know what's going on.
Well, that about wraps it up for Chelan. We're going to get in the Jeep and head down to Wenatchee. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Chamber Calls edition of the Spotlight on Business. We have made the trek from Chelan down to the Wenatchee waterfront. We've shown you what the economy is doing for Leavenworth and Chelan and the whole district, but Wenatchee's not left out. Incredible things happening down here right now, including this beautiful new hotel you see behind me, which will open in the near future. This is quite a facility. Of course, it's connected directly by the Sky Bridge over to the downtown area, and on our left we have the Pybus Market. Also, right behind us is going to be a new parking garage. This was just announced recently, a multi-level parking garage down on the waterfront. This is all coming together. It'll be ready in the next year. We think it's amazing what has happened here. As a matter of fact, let's go take a look inside Pybus for a moment and see what else is new here in Wenatchee. Welcome to the Pybus Market. We are inside the market. As things rock and roll all around the outside, things are going on inside too. This place is full of fun, lots of stores, lots going on, and the latest addition, the Local Tel Event Center. This is a community room that can be used for forums, meetings, just about anything the community wants. Fabulous space available upon request. Just another great addition to an already fabulous Pybus Market. All right, we're here at the Wenatchee Valley Chamber of Commerce with Director Shiloh Burgess. Shiloh, we took a look downtown. It's pretty exciting what's going on down at that waterfront. Tell us a little bit about that.
Oh my goodness. Well, you probably are noticing if you've been down there, this beautiful new hotel that's coming online.
We took a look at that.
It is gorgeous. And then we've got this Wenatchee's first parking garage.
I heard this is a rumor, but
This
it's
is
true.
a rumor, but it's going to be so great for Pybus Public Market and for that new hotel to have additional parking and the businesses surrounding that area. And we know that there's just going to be more and more development down there. It's such a beautiful spot. And, you know, Pybus has a big new announcement because of you guys. So
All right.
we've got the event center.
Local Tel Event Center. That we took a look at that too.
Which
That's
is
pretty cool.
so
Now,
amazing.
At the same time, interesting, the open house for that and for the Town Toyota Center, which is 10 years old. Hard to believe it's 10 years
I
on the
know.
center, is on the same day.
It is on the same day. The community is invited to come do building tours of the Town Toyota Center, and then later on in the week, there's going to be the Taste of Town event, which is going to be the commemorative, celebratory dinner, Taste of the Town piece. We are really excited. We're partnering with Vortex Production and the Greater Wenatchee Area Public Facility District to do a fun video release that night.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah.
Okay, then you have some more events. Now, I've managed to get through this whole show without talking politics, but you said we had to. So,
Well, you
here we
know,
go.
it is election season, and we do have some big, I mean, there is someone running for the seat that you previously had, so we got to talk to these people. We got to vet them. So we do have the candidate forums that are coming up.
Yep.
So we've got the one that NCW Life and the Wenatchee World and Coho are putting together on the 10th, and we are sponsoring the radio portion of that. So the Chamber is the radio sponsor for that night, where we'll get to see our 12th District legislators, our county commissioners on both sides, the sheriff races on both sides,
That's right.
and then the Chelan PUD race that's going to be happening.
Right.
So that'll be good. And then the very next day, on the 11th of October, Dino Rossi is coming. He's a guest of the chamber. We're doing a meet and greet for our members and the community. Priority seating will go to our members first, but we'd love to pack that house for him and let him tell our community why he wants to be our next 8th congressional member. We've extended a similar opportunity to Dr. Kim's campaign, so hopefully we'll be able to bring her out later in October as well. And then probably my favorite, actually it is my favorite, I'm kind of geeking out on this, is the Judicial Forum that we're going to be hosting on the 23rd of October.
Well, that is great that you're doing that because we couldn't fit them into the first forum, so having them on their own will be very good. And I think that's a very hot race around here, it seems to me.
Well, you know, it's really fun. I kind of poked a little bit at them on the radio this morning when I said, well, you all have experience, and I know that it matters, but are you qualified? So
You're making fun of
I'm
their
making their
slogans because they all have
slogans.
the same
They
slogan.
do.
So
And
we're going to take it apart a little bit at this forum and see what they really have, right?
we do. And, you know, this is such a historic time for our region. We have not had this many judicial elections at once. I can't remember when we've done that. I mean,
Yeah.
elected so many. So we've got 2 Superior Court races for Chelan County, a District Court race for Chelan County, and a District Court race for Douglas County.
That's right.
So, and really qualified candidates. And so it'll be fun to have them tell us why they want this job. It's not an easy job, and, you know, we don't really have a lot of experience with the judicial branch of government oftentimes.
Right.
And so locally, though, this is really where that branch comes into contact with us the most often.
Now, where is that going to be held? Where is that?
Well, we're hoping to have it at your new event center, but we haven't got that dialed
You're
in.
working
just-
on
We're
that,
working
okay.
on that.
So
So,
we'll
we
keep
think it's
people
going to be at
posted.
Pybus. We just are waiting for confirmation.
Okay. More events, more things happening? Is that?
Well, we have 1 Million Cups that happens each Wednesday of the month here at the Chamber office, where we feature 2 budding entrepreneurs. They come and give a 6-minute informational, here's what my business is all about, and here's what I'm struggling with in my business. And then the audience gets 16 minutes to kind of drill them and help them try to solve whatever problem they're trying to crack, which is a lot of fun. So that's October 3rd, the first Wednesday of every month. And then in November, which we'll talk a little bit more, which is fun, is the Careers After School program. So So we're kicking that
Right.
off for its 3rd year, which is so much fun with Chelan County PUD. So always fun things happening. And, if you're thirsty and want to try some local beer,
Oh,
wine.
yeah, then there's that.
There's that. So always
And
happy to
by
have
the
people
way,
down.
I bought one of those unique bottles of wine, and it was really amazing, and I've never seen it anywhere else. So you do have some unique wines.
We
here.
do. We actually are some only distributors for a couple of our boutique wineries. They feature their product only in our
Very
tasting
exciting.
room, which is exciting.
Well, Shiloh, I got to tell you, Wenatchee's happening. It's just, and so is Chelan, and so is Leavenworth. We've been making the tour. It is an amazing time for all of us. So
It really is.
keep up the good work. Thanks for the update, and we'll be back in a month to talk about November and into Christmas coming so
Oh
fast.
yeah, we'll have wine walks and holiday lightings. Oh my, it's coming.
And more new businesses, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, that's it for us from the Wenatchee Valley Chamber of Commerce. All right, folks, well, that's it for this edition of Chamber Calls on Spotlight on Business. We hope you've enjoyed the show, our little tour of the area. It's pretty exciting what's going on around here. We'll have more for you next month, but stay tuned to Spotlight on Business for more of these really fascinating small business interviews we've been doing. I hope you have enjoyed the ones we've done so far. There is more to come, and it is a lot of fun to really get down and hear from the people that are actually running the businesses here in town. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for next month. We'll start talking about the winter events and everything that's happening then. We look forward to seeing you next time.